What is Guanin people? It's Nat here, the one and only Natster, back once again for the Renegade Master, live and direct and in full effect. Yeah? Okay. So we're going to have at least one or two guests on tonight. We're just going to get into the shambles that is Arsenal Football Club. The one shining light is that Super Duper Mick is gone and got himself a touchline ban, which means he won't be there against Southampton away, last game of the season. Now, granted, I haven't scheduled this, sorting out a few things here and there, no biggie. But at the end of the day, the content will keep flying. I will probably be doing some pre-recorded videos this week, but more on that towards the end. This stream will probably be about an hour, give or take. So it's not going to be a super long one. But I hope you guys enjoy. Like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so whenever I go live, whether I schedule it or not, you will see it, and it should come up on your notifications. Comments and share if you like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? 3 live viewers at the moment. Big up, big up, big up, big up. And start with the comments here. There's a couple. AFC always. From day dot. My fucking guy. Talking of which, Rashid. Arsenal Revolution TV. Like and subscribe to him. Right here, right now, Fuckboy Slim Saints. What a legend. What a fucking legend. You know, I sent you the link, bro. So whenever you want to jump on, I'll be on for about an hour or so. You're always welcome, my G. And he hasn't made his debut yet on this channel, but we will get there. We will get there. But yeah, no rush, no rush. Official Arsenal cannot reach Wenger's 2015 or 17 Premier League points, a total of 75. Wenger won a trophy in both of those seasons. Yes, he did. FA Cup. Won in 2014 as well. So 2014, 2015, back-to-back FA Cups. 2017, we stopped Chelsea doing a double. Because clearly, 2017, they were the favourites. Aaron went to that final. He said so himself. And, Guns was there. I think DJB was there. Jess might have been there. I'm not too sure. Don't quote me. But, it is what it is. But, I remember watching all of them finals. And it was great. You know, despite having a shit season, you know what I'm saying? Like, for me, trophies are numero uno when it comes to watching elite level sport. If you want to be entertained, purely entertained, watch Football Freestylers, watch some films, watch some TV shows, reality TV and all of that. If you're into your Love Island and all that shit, watch that. If you want to be thoroughly entertained from minute 1 to 90 or however long it fucking is. When it comes to sport, I don't care, especially when it comes to my team. With my team, and I'm a football and rugby fan, first and foremost, before I support any team, period. Don't get me wrong, I want to see great plays. I want to see great football and great rugby when it's on. But when it comes to Arsenal, Bath Rugby is my rugby team, but either way, I want them to win. And Bath Rugby have already won this season. First trophy in 16 years. I think it was 17. Either way, they won the Premiership Cup, which I mentioned in the last stream is the equivalent of the League and FA Cup combined. What phase are they in? But yeah, we've got super positive, toxic, top gooners saying, well, it's all about league finish. Well, we beat Newcastle 1-0, got a clean sheet on the weekend when it didn't fucking matter. Second is, for all intents and purposes, secured. Maybe that's why Arteta got a touchline ban, because he wanted to secure that second place and he knew that the players would respond better without him. Yeah, so maybe here's the thing. He knows that he's not getting through to the players like he was before. He knows it's the end of the line, which is why he's doing whatever it takes to get the fans on side. Because it was getting a bit iffy. You know, I don't get nervous, but I'm starting to feel a little bit shaky. You know what I mean? Like, this guy's been memed across the internet, and it started with, ironically, against Newcastle away last season when we lost 2-0, I believe. It was either 2-0 or 1-0. No, I think it was 1-0. It's embarrassing. It's a disgrace. That's what it is, a disgrace. That's your manager, Top Gooners. Arteta inners, Jim Jones worshipping, Captain Black looking ass motherfuckers, right? We're dealing with forces we don't understand. That's your fucking manager, bro. That's your fucking manager. The cult of Arteta. Sounds about right, doesn't it? Sounds about fucking right. You know what I'm saying? Big up Carl Walsh. It was over by Halloween. Best believe you were spot on. You were spot on, man. Absolutely spot on, man. Yeah, no problem. No problem. As soon as you enter the stream, I will put you front and center, my friend. No worries. No worries. And we can get into, well, there's not really that much to get into, but, you know, last game of the season, AirPod Albert on the touchline. We'll probably spank Southampton, at least, I'd say 3-0, but more so the performance, I reckon. But we'll see. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. If a top gooner and you're trolling Liverpool, sorry, if a top gooner and you're trolling Liverpool for their points tally, you need a slap. 100%. Real one right there. 100%. They all need a fucking slap. Because you can only do the live and let live for so long in your fan base when it's clearly a cult. It's clearly a cult. Wenger's was never this bad. His was never this bad. Nowhere near. I remember watching on AFTV people that were calling to talk sport. The Wenger ins, the Wenger outs, fighting in the stadium. Guns was there. Jez was there. DJB was there. You know what I mean? Kenny Ken was there. Still there. You know what I'm saying? Aaron. Like, it's... For me... And remember what Paul Merson said. Just thought of this. Paul Merson, I didn't really catch it, but he said something along the lines of, well, Arteta's got until Christmas. I've been telling you guys, as soon as we drop out of that sort of top 5, you know, like we're 6th, 7th, maybe even 8th, the same position that Unai Emery finished, before he got potted, by the way. Oh, he left us in a mess. Oh, no. Now, your Lord and Saviour, right? Your Lord and Saviour had us in 15th in his first full season during Christmas time. That Chelsea win at home, and this was still coming out of COVID and all that shit, kind of. That saved his ass. That kept him in a job for a bit longer, because even with the FA Cup, people were turning. You know, like the season after that, there was like, we weren't doing great, 21-22 season. So you go from 20 to 21 season, where we were 15th by Christmas. Tommy Tukes was available, by the way. Went to Chelsea, and then you know what happened the following year in the same season. Champions Liga with Chelsea. The same Chelsea that Super Duper Lamps was like, oh, this squad ain't good enough to win the major honours, win the Champions League. And then what does he do? Man like Tommy Tukes. He did it against an all singing, all firing, all guns blazing, in a way, Man City team. And they should have won it, but they didn't. They ended up winning it 2 years later. A treble, no less. It's madness. It's absolute madness. Like, we've been here before. We've seen all of this unfold. You guys were there when I was talking about with Lawrence, and then when Central Man came onto the stream later, pause, like when we were talking about the fans that stayed behind to watch that disgraceful, absolutely shambolic speech. First, it was Erdegaard, I believe. Usual PR crap after having a shocking season. And he kind of looked like a deer in headlights as well. Almost like he didn't deserve to be the one talking to the fans. Yeah, there's a reason for that, mate. Because you shouldn't be here in the fucking first place, let alone captain, you cunt. How about that? Arteta spewing out more waffle than Captain fucking Birdseye. Best believe that. Best believe that. And too many of our fans lapping it up. But thankfully, there were empty seats. Not as much as Fenerbahce when they lost to the league to Galatasaray. And when they scored, I saw on Gunter's stream, they were booing. Why? Because they have standards over there. Every team on the planet, not even just Europe, Turkey, Arabia, South America, they have fucking standards. You know, not the he's the freaking standards. Let's freaking go, guys. No. We're not doing that shit over here. We have sense. 5 live viewers watching at the moment. Keep liking, keep subscribing. Last time I checked, we're on 70 subs, so road to 100 is well on its way. Hope you all had a wonderful day. I'm a poet, I fully well know it. Best believe that. And yeah, sun's shining, we're rhyming. And other than Arsenal, it's looking good, baby. All right. Okay. Got a question here from AFC always. Again, my fucking guy, my fucking geezer, Fridge Freezer. Big up. With Arteta having the touchline ban, does he still pick the team? Because if AirPod Albert's picking the team, Ethan's starting. Yeah, Ethan is starting. If Albert's picking the team. But I have a feeling it's going to be similar to... remember when Arteta had a touchline ban against Man City at home? AirPod Albert took charge, but Arteta still picked the team. So he has to work with what he's got, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, like it's... for me, if he's able to pick the team, Ethan's in there. No question about it. I reckon we win, like I mentioned before. I'm not absolutely certain what the score will be. Like, I've not nailed down an official prediction of the scoreline, but we'll win. We'll win because, you know, not being micromanaged from the touchline makes a world of difference. A world of difference. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when you see our manager, well, it's not, he's kind of our manager, but he's not my manager, your manager, Arteta in us, you know, where he's doing all of this and then doing all the arm waves as well. Like, what the fuck are we doing here, man? What are we doing here? Like, it's a joke. You know what I'm saying? Big up AJ. Big up AJ. So, personally, go full under 23, in my opinion. Yeah, I would. But are all of them registered? That's the thing. I don't believe all of them are. There's a number of them, but I'd start Erdegaard just out of punishment. Again, I don't want to see Saka starting. I don't want to see Rice starting. Partey, maybe, maybe not. You know, even though he was poor against Newcastle on the weekend, he really was poor. Who else? Saliba. I wouldn't be surprised if Saliba's like, yeah, bun this. Fuck this. Like, I'm out. And did you see his face after the Newcastle game? My last home game of the season, did you see his face when they were doing the lap of shame, innit? Him, Kieran Tierney, Ethan, and MLS. Miles Lewis Skelly, basically. The looks on their faces, it tells you everything. Tells you everything. Tierney's already out the door. Will he start? He might do, he might not. Or at worst, he'll probably get 5 minutes at the end. Similar to Newcastle. It's a disgrace that we're letting him go. But we'll definitely be gutted with that. I know we all are, because I am. And yeah. But don't worry. Kai Havertz is back. The fucking donkey is back. Running in treacle, quicksand, and all of that bullshit. Yay. Fuck off, man. Oh my God. Like, we are literally going to be watching that game on the weekend. Just wondering what the score's going to be. Literally, that's just where we're at. Like, I really don't see how I really don't see how we can progress with this manager. I really don't. I really fucking don't. Like, because the truth of the matter is, right, is we'll win on the weekend. Doesn't matter. Nothing to play for. We ain't winning shit. And the away fans on the weekend, because our away fans are top tier. And on the men's side, that's the only top tier thing about our football club. Bar the PR, but again, the PR doesn't benefit us, it benefits them. And that shit is coming to an end. It really is. This manager better get what he wants. I want him to get what he wants. Because then, by Christmas, if he ain't doing it, there's no more excuses. He's out the door. And you notice in that speech, he was talking about, well, we didn't win anything this season, disappointing, but keep dreaming, keep the faith. In other words, I'm paraphrasing here, and just be a little bit more patient. No, Mikel, we've been patient. We've been waiting for 6 fucking years from Christmas, or when it comes to Christmas, it'll be 6 years since this fraudulent wet wipe scumbag of a manager got this job. 6 fucking years. 6 years. I don't care what anyone says. Like, that is not on. It's not on. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand, like, why they're waiting. Why are they still waiting? Bert has just come through the door, so I can understand to a certain degree why he's not going to push the button just yet. But if I was Josh, I'd just be like, walk towards Bert, set up a meeting with Tim Lewis, Garlic, and just be like, look, I can see this going horribly next season. There are already fights at Bournemouth. I was there. But at the same time, I didn't see it, doing the full Arsene Wenger there. And it's really got to that point where it's just like, we need to start pulling the trigger. We need to stop being that give it time club. We're the only give it time club in world sport operating on a elite whatever level. Well, we are financially, but that's about it. So when you have certain people want to try and tell us that have sense that, oh, it's the players' fault. The players aren't able to implement what the manager's doing. I'm sorry, I'm not hearing that crap. No more. And on that note, very special guest making his debut on my channel, Mr. Carl Walsh Gunner. It was over by Halloween. You were right. What do you want to say, my friend? Thanks for being on there. So I'll let you have the floor.
First of all, Nasser, thanks very much for having me on your show, brother. It's an honor to share a screen with a legend like yourself.
You're the legend, man.
Yeah. And brother, where do we even begin with this dead club of ours, as I call it? The club is dead. It's shocking. You'll take that Newcastle game. I tell you the truth, brother. When those two fucking clowns got up to speak at the end of that match, it turned my stomach. We listened to those two clowns the same time last year, saying the same rubbish as they did early on Sunday. Same crap. Let's not take this. Let's push forward. Let's win trophies. I heard it all last year. Year later, we're hearing the same words once again. No accountability. No hassle. Boys going around laughing, celebrating, taking selfies, pictures with their families, stuff like that. For what? For failure. Failure. Let's get this straight. This season has been one big failure. Once again. How many more years? It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing, bro. We're not winning. This manager is staying here. People are talking about him getting sacked. This fella is here next season for the whole season. And we're winning nothing. I said we win nothing by Halloween. And I'm saying here tonight on your show, Nestor, that it's over even before the summer transfer window for next year. That's how confident I am, because I have no belief in this manager. He could have 10 prime Lionel Messi's and 10 prime Ronaldo's, and we still win nothing, because this manager is clueless. He's actually, if you know what the stats are, right? Arteta is actually playing the matches for the players on the touchline. So when you see him doing all these airplane moves, what he's really doing is playing the game for the players. And that's why when you watch the game, it's so robotic. The players are like robots. They're not allowed to express themselves. And the most talented player that we have in Wari, look at how he's after treating him over the last few weeks, because he was there for training or there for a game, whatever the case may be. This chap is only 17 years of age, the future of Arsenal Football Club. And this prick treats him like a dog. And then Wari could turn around with his agent and could say to his agent, oh what, I'm getting the head out of here. He could end up at Chelsea, Man United, or someone like that and become a global superstar. All because of Arteta. Because this clown is narcissistic. It's all about him. Him. That's what it's about. This is not about Arsenal Football Club. This is about Arteta Football Club. But I have news from Mr. Arteta. Arsenal Football Club will always be bigger than fucking you. You absolute prick.
Yeah. You're absolutely spot on, mate. Absolutely spot on. What you said about the manager is playing through these players vicariously. Like, you're absolutely spot on, man. You're absolutely spot on. Because we knew he was a panic buy. You know, even like when we got Mertesacker at the same time, but Mertesacker came through first. We got Mikel Arteta on the very last minute or whatever. A few years later, made him captain. You know, ended up being Wenger's pet. No one really liked him. The players, even the manager, let's be honest, like, does he really like him that much? And if he saw Wenger's face at PSG, the first leg at home, his face said it all. He couldn't believe what he was watching. Now, we all wanted Wenger out. Do you know what I'm saying? At some point, even the biggest Arteta inners wanted him out at some point. You know, I gave him probably more time than he should have. Cam on the other day was saying that he wanted Wenger out from 06. Same with Claude. RIP. Fair enough. I can't argue with that. I can't dispute that, especially with what we know now. But the way these fans go on about, oh, he's a great man manager, not just a tactician. He's a great man manager. He's the complete package, elite. Hang on a minute. An elite manager doesn't treat someone like Guendouzi how Arteta treated him. He doesn't give that same treatment to Ethan, to Oba, Lacazette, Nico Pepe. What they did to that boy. Disgrace. Absolutely disgraceful. How many times? Because here's the thing. If he did that to a Saka, they'd be up in arms. If he did that to an Odegaard, they'd be up in arms, probably even more so. But again, it's because it's his favourites. But this is how you know, and I'll end on this. This is how you know we've got not even an amateur. I'm not even going to give him the credit, because that's going to discredit actual good amateur managers, whether they want to take it to the next level or not, whatever age group, you know, like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, this guy is a scumbag. He's a useless manager, like you said. Absolutely right, useless manager. When you start running players into the ground, when you start mismanaging, when you start overcomplicating a very simple game, I don't care what system you use, this manager was responsible for us winning the FA Cup in the first 6 months, 7-8 months or whatever, playing 3 at the back, beat Man City, very good performance, by the way. And who was playing left back? Oh yeah, Kieran Tierney, same in the final. Maitland-Niles at right wing back, rather, either side. Yeah, you got Pepe there, you got Laka there, you got Oba there. Ever since then, he's completely just like, you know what? Scrap that. I want to play my way now. That was a little teaser. You know, I'm just going to shithouse my way to keeping me in a job for however long, which is what he's done. Basically. Like, this guy can't manage himself out of a paper bag, mate.
No.
He can't do it. It's as simple as that. He can't do it. The way that he just, like, kept it so simple. And to be honest, he's the kind of manager that shouldn't be allowed to manage with his own players. He should get other players because he can't win with his own players. He can't do it. And he overcomplicates it. He makes someone a captain who shouldn't be a captain. Guns had a theory, was it a few weeks ago, whatever, saying, well, he probably made him captain because otherwise if he didn't, like, he would have been shot to pieces. And I could see that. I could see that being the reason. But if that's the case, why have him here? You're telling me we couldn't get a better attacking mid for 30 million? Euros, pounds, dollars, whatever. However much equivalent in yen, I don't care. Alex Bayana, we could have got him this start of this season, last season. How much would he have cost, Carl? What, 20 mil? 30 mil?
25 mil.
Exactly. Would have done 10 times what Pillowfoot, what Wodegaard would have done. Nicking a living guard, I call it, bro. Nicking a living guard. Because that's exactly what he's doing. He went from, 85 to 110 to 240. Declan Rice, 60 grand at West Ham, goes up to 240. Martinelli was on like 30 or whatever. Shoots up to 180. Yeah? Kai Havertz. Okay, he was on 300k at Chelsea. But that was even more of a reason not to bring him in the first place. Oh, but we dropped the wages down to 20 grand. I don't care. If someone else is trying to get rid of him and he's on more money than what we're willing to pay him, that means I don't want him. That means he ain't good enough. Jesus, what was he on? 70, 80 grand at Man City? Maybe even less? 265. Do you know what I'm saying? Partey's on 200. I don't know what to think of that, but he's been our best midfielder. So if it was just him, I'd be like, you know what, fair enough. Although he's been poor recently, I'm not going to lie. But again, all of these players have been running to the ground. They make all these excuses about, oh yeah, Odegaard's been, you know, like he's coming back from injury and all that. Well, what about Saka? What about Havertz? Jesus has needed multiple knee surgeries. Still needs one. Ben White. Timber was obviously out. Still is out. You know what I'm saying? Gabriel Magalhaes. You know what I'm saying? Declan Rice, broken toe, probably still recovering, and now he's got a hip problem. And hips ain't no joke. Hips don't lie. You know what I mean? Like, what do you think of all of this madness with just like how just Arteta's just running us into the ground, you know, taking us backwards, and another year? Look, I think still personally it'll be Christmas only because of results. But if results aren't that bad, you'll be right once again, brother. You'll be right once again.
Yeah, Lester, look, I start by saying to you, I went over to Cardiff in 2007 to watch us in the Carling Cup final against Chelsea. Mm-hmm. I had dinner before the game. I had dinner with Charlie George and Sammy Nedson. And then I went down to Pittside to watch the game. Cesc Fabregas gave an exhibition of football. And he destroyed Frank Lampard in midfield. Walcott scored his goal. And the old saying then, Didier Drogba won the game for Chelsea. So I came home. I went over on the bus and I came back home on the bus. And I came home after that night and I just thought about what I was after witnessing. And the next day I woke up. I was a taxi driver at the time. And I took up my phone and I made a quick video and I said, it's still on the internet, by the way. It's not Kyle Watch Gunner, it'll be Kyle Watch Arsenal. And you see all the videos that I used to do back in the day. Mm-hmm. And I started to shout for Arsene Wenger to go. That was in 2007. Now, for me, personally speaking, this club has lied to me since then. And the club has died since then. Yes, Wenger won a couple of FA Cups. But we were being sold a lie. We were knocking down the great Highbury Stadium, to build a new Emirates, Ashburton Grove, and we were going to move forward and we were going to be with the elite. That hasn't happened. And that's not going to happen for a very long time. So then Mr. Arteta is given the keys to Arsenal Football Club. And apprentice. I said it before and I've said it on the Lee Gunner show one night. If my car needs a service, I'm not going to bring it down to a fella working at McDonald's. I'm going to bring it to a mechanic. And what are these dudes doing? They're handing out keys to Arteta to take over Arsenal Football Club, one of the biggest clubs in British football. And we handed it to a man that never managed before. Now, all I see, Nestor, they're talking about this man management stuff. If he's such a good man manager, why is Odegaard the captain of Arsenal Football Club? That will tell you everything you need to know about him as a man manager. The other thing is, I said it already and I'm going to say it again. This Champions League run that everyone's talking about, let's get something straight here tonight, my friend. That was only covering over the cracks. There were 2 wonder goals from Declan Rice against Madrid. If he didn't strike those 2 balls the way he did, that result could have been a different outcome. That game, those 2 games could be a different outcome.
They had chances as well, Cole. Yeah.
Yeah. Then we went against PSG, never kicked the fucking ball. Now, here's the thing. I believe that under this manager, after spending £750 million, and I'm looking at the current squad of players that we have, Napster, I'm sorry to hold you up here. I'm going to say this to you.
No worries.
I was talking to my brother earlier. Just listen to this now. Just listen very carefully. I don't know if you agree, but I'm saying it. Martinelli, Trossard, Jesus, Havertz, Partey, Jorginho, Tierney, Tomiyasu, Kia Ward, Ben White, Lukonga, Fabio Vieira, Marino. I'm after naming out 13 or 14 players that needs to fuck off out of this club. That they're not good enough. That's 14 players that I can think of. Just off the top of my head. California, that's 15.
Odegaard, he's
Odegaard,
definitely on that list.
there's 16. That's there's 16 players I just named out, brother. That are not. And Pete might think I'm being serious. They're not good enough to wear the jersey. They're not good enough. And they've been proving that to us for the last few years, that they can't get over the finish line. Because why? Because they're not good enough. So we're in serious trouble, my friend. This is with 750 million spent on our squad. And probably the two best players we have is young Nwari and young Skelly. And he's running Saka into the ground. This is serious, Napster. So what I'm saying to you is, not only do we have this issue of players, but we have the issue of the manager that's not good enough. He's had to prove that over the last 5 years. So basically what I'm saying to you is, instead of moving forward, because let's get this right, we're always hearing progression and all that. So instead of the club going forward, what's really happening is the club is going backwards. And the more time this man stays at the club, the more backwards we go. So then you can get 10 Ancelottis, you can get 10 Pep Guardiolas, you can get 10 Alex Fergusons that come in to take over Arsenal after Arteta. And it's going to take 10 years to get us to the level that we want. So we'll be having this conversation for the next fucking 10 years, because I believe the club has gone back 10 years under this manager. We are in serious trouble. And then on top of all of that, we have the ex-Arsenal legends that we grew up watching and loving, going through our emotions, crying, upset, happy, ecstatic, and all the rest of it. And they have big platforms. And they're coming out spreading fucking bullshit PR about the Arsenal Football Club, instead of coming out and using the platform to tell the fucking truths. You have Martin Keown every day of the week on Talk Sport talking through his fucking hole. You have Ray Parler the other day saying, give Arteta another 2 years. Because these lads are getting paid by the club. They're on the payroll. Yeah, so you have all that. Them lads are feeding that stuff. They're feeding into the people that follows the platforms. So therefore, the fan base will go along with them. And then what we have then is we have the most poisonous cancer through the club, which is called AFTV. And when they first started, it was a great concept. It was a great idea. Give the normal fans a right to speak. But then
for the fans, by the fans, and that,
Then what happened was the money started to jump around, and Mr. Robbie Lloyd decided to sell his soul. And he did it. And maybe he did right for his family. Maybe he's a family man and he has children that go through college, and maybe that's what he fair play to him for making millions out of it. But he sold his soul, and it's a poison. It's a cancer that's throughout the club, and it's throughout the fan base now. It's a big, big problem. It's a big issue. And that fucking Robbie Lloyd, after the Newcastle game, on his platform, that's the biggest Arsenal platform on YouTube, the amount of shit that man spoke was just ridiculous. On about injuries. That's all he talked about. Oh, no other club would have went through what we went through, and done what we done. It's a great season, and without the injuries, we would have won it. Fuck off and stop talking shit. I approached Robbie Lloyd outside the Emirates Stadium. Ozil was playing for us, and I had an interview with him. And I gave it to him tough, because he was on about Ozil being this and he's been that. And I said, Ozil's an absolute disgrace to the fucking crest. And he was at that time, Lester. He wasn't trying. Didn't bother. Taking 350 grand a week. That video was never showed. I wonder why. That's what I'm saying, Esther. So basically, what I'm trying to say to your brother is, we have the lies from the Wenger era, and Mr. Wenger was the man who said to everyone, top 4 is like winning a trophy. So therefore, like, you know what I mean? Fuck off. As well as that, let me get something straight about Wenger. Yeah, his first 10 years was brilliant. His last 10 years were not as good. The other thing is, Nestor, 22-year as Arsenal manager, he won 3 league titles. George Graham won two league titles, and Arm was went invincible. In my opinion, George Graham is our greatest manager, as far as I'm concerned. But what I'm trying to say is that Wenger lied, and he tried to tell everybody top 4, top 4, top 4. Then we were spoon to PR about the Emirates Stadium. Then we had to go through the whole emotional situation about knocking down Highbury, because it was very emotional for me, because I stood on the North Bank. And then we go to the Emirates Stadium, this big, massive stadium, and all I see is failure, failure, and failure. All I see is just failure year in, year out. Winning no trophies, being lied to from the top down. A social media platform getting involved, poisoning the club. Players not performing, not good enough for the club. Manager not good enough for the club. The atmosphere in the stadium's a joke, absolute joke. And merch. All I see is merch. That's all I see. It's all about this. It's not a football club anymore. It's a business. And look, I don't mind, Nasser, as I said before, the woman bought me a jersey to celebrate last year's jersey to celebrate the 20-year Invincibles. And she brought it home to me. She thought she was doing me a favour. I asked her, had she the receipt? She had the receipt. I bought the jersey back to the fella, threw the jersey on, and got something else instead. Because I won't spend a penny on this club until it starts behaving the way it should. This is Arsenal Football Club, Nestor. Arsenal Football Club. People forget this. And it's not being run right. And it hurts me to the core.
Yeah, exactly. It hurts all of us. AFC always the same. Ready-cooked microwave meals have had more minutes than Ethan. What this clown Teta has done is a disgrace. Exactly. Like, he's taken us back. Gunnar said it. He's going to take us back at least 5 years. I'm more in line with you, Kyle, that he's taken us back 10 years.
Yeah.
With everything that you said, absolutely spot on. Like, you know, this club is a disgrace. It's a shambles. It's embarrassing. It's beyond that, actually. It's beyond embarrassing. And it hurts. It hurts us. It hurts in the chat, elite level, world-class chat. Big up to each and every single one of you. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell and all that. Keep doing that. You know what I'm saying? Share, put the comments in if you want. Like, for me, right, what you have said, it runs true. Like, big time. Because what you're saying about George Graham being our best ever manager, and this is before my time. I'll have to be honest, it's before my time. I agree. Because we've not won a European trophy since George Graham. Wenger had opportunities to win more league titles, and we should have. Arteta should have won, I'd say 3, including this season, which is about to end, ironically. Yeah. Like, it's an absolute disgrace. Like, I just want to say something. Like, the way the fans go on, yeah. Now, you're talking about Robbie Lyle. Yeah, he's made his money. You know, he wants to put his kids in college, whatever, set them up for life. I hear that. I'm all for that. But there's a way to do it. Do you know what I'm saying? I personally believe, this is my opinion, he didn't have to go the route of going down the selling your soul, just going for the sponsorships, you know, keeping it all sweet, and that's it. Because the truth of the matter is, Robbie would have been successful regardless. It just would have taken him a little bit longer. A bit like Guns, isn't it? As an example. He would have got there in the end. He just wouldn't have got as far. But you're seeing now, still with the example that Guns has been matching AFTV relative to the subs that they have, to what Lee Gunner has, in terms of viewing figures on live streams. Yeah. Like, that is very telling. Because if you've got 1 million subs, you should be averaging I'd say about 15 to 20 live viewers every stream without fail.
Yeah.
Because if I was running that channel, I'd see that as failure. But when they drop, and then he's like, "Oh, we'll get the super chats in,"
Yeah.
you know, and all of that fucking bollocks, right? You know, this is everything wrong with this football club. You've got people on there, people that used to be on there, you know, and it's all a fucking mess. Like Robbie's had a lot to deal with, but at the same time, he's made a massive mess of it. A bit like Wenger. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe in any, you know, coincidences in life, period. But especially when it comes to this football club, right? Especially when it comes to this football club. What Wenger was saying about fourth is a trophy, I wasn't even technically Wenger out, but that was the start, because I never agreed with that. Never. And I was what? When he first said that was like what, 09, 10, around that time? I would have been about like what, 14 years old, 14, 15 years old. Yeah? And then a few seasons after that, we got battered 8-2. And I was getting a hell of a lot closer because it's Man United. We don't want to lose to Man United, whether it's home or away. But to lose 8-2 at Old Trafford, and I think they were olaying after it was like 4 or 5-0 or something like that. Yeah? Alarm bells should be ringing, mate. Alarm bells should be ringing. RVP was playing in that game, and my first ever Arsenal game was actually in that season. It was Norwich. It was the final home game of the season, RVP's last home game of the season. I think he scored like 2 goals, and we drew against Norwich. We didn't even win the fucking game. Bakary Sagna broke his leg as well. I remember that game quite well, considering, like, especially when it comes to the key events and that. And then in the summer, what did we do? We sold RVP, Robin Van Persie, to our biggest rivals. Tottenham ain't our biggest rivals, it's Man United. I don't care what anyone says. I understand the Tottenham hate. I understand it. But let's be real. At this point right now, Tottenham are in a Europa League final. When was the last time we were in a Europa League final? Oh, yeah. When Unai Emery was managing us. But apparently he left us in a mess. So we're almost praying. Well, maybe not so much you, Carl, because was it your brother's a Man United fan or something like that?
Yeah.
But I know Man United. I've got a cousin who's a Man United fan. I know other Man United fans. You know, they're global. It's like Liverpool. You'll always know Liverpool or Man United fans in or and out of the family, right? You don't want them to win. But we're so desperate now. It's like, well, as long as Tottenham don't win. But to be honest, even if Tottenham did win, this is the most embarrassing thing. If Tottenham win the Europa League, you know what they're going to say? Oh, well, the shit competition anyway, ain't the Champions League. Our European record is a disgrace. Tottenham, technically, even before this, have a better European record than we do. That should not happen. I remember when Nuno was top with Tottenham while we were 20th. And fans wanted him out. And then they changed their tune when we started getting a few results. Go figure, right? And it's just round and round and round and round and round. There's one common denominator. Other than those fans, it's the manager. You can blame the board all you want. It's easy to blame the board, yeah? I've actually, definitely since January, when they didn't give him any money, I actually praised the board. I was like, good. For once, in God knows how long, you've made the right decision. Don't give him any more money. And then bringing in Berta and make sure you give him the power and we'll see. And to be honest, it actually makes sense that Arteta will probably stay another season because Berta ain't going to fix all of this in 1 year. I'm giving him at least a year so we can see something. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we're getting rid of Jorginho. Tierney's already out the door. I would keep him. I think he's good enough. But for me, he's one of very few. But even the likes of Partey, I wouldn't miss him that much. He can go 200k. Martinelli definitely can go. You've seen me on, was it Northside stream? I tapped out. I was like, however many, like 1,000 or whatever views at the time. I was like, I've been backing this guy. I can't do it. Even with this manager running him into the ground, you know, destroying him, similar to Saka, but not at that level. Even with that, I was just like, come on, man. If you know you're playing every week and you're not running on empty like Saka is, yeah, you got to show me more. And even with Trossard, he can go. You know what I'm saying? He can go. Jesus needs to go. Tomiyasu needs to go because they're never fit. Ben White can go. I won't miss him. To be honest, I never wanted him in the first place. He was meant to play centre-back. But Arteta stumbled on it, like he stumbled on Ethan, stumbled on Miles Lewis-Skelly. What else has he stumbled on? Moreno, Calafiore, when he plays him further forward, plays Marino up front. You know, stumbles upon Saka, putting him out on the right. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, time after time, we see these horrific decisions being made. The manager messing up. And Igal, along with his minions and other fans, whatever, and I don't even believe they're real fans, but either way, like those motherfuckers, right? They will never fully out this manager. You don't even have to be Arteta out, but you will not criticise him how we criticise him. And that's the truth. That's the fucking truth. There is no way you can say you're being balanced. You're being objective. Igal, you're not objective. I'm more objective than you are. And I want him out. Because there's a reason, the results. And if you're using stats, XG and all of that, you know, Arteta backs that. Ruben Amorim at Man United has publicly, explicitly co-signed XG. You shouldn't be anywhere near management. Any manager that co-signs stats, especially with the new ribs, bibs and dibs and pibs, whatever the fuck that bullshit is, you should be nowhere near management, nowhere near elite sport. Eye test is number one. I don't care if I'm an eye test merchant, nostalgia merchant, techie merchant. I'd rather be that than just live and pray and just worship the stats, because you're not even watching the game. You're on your iPads, you're on your phones or whatever, just like, you know, looking at the stats, you know, like it's fucking Football Manager. And even in Football Manager, you should be watching the game. Do you know what I'm saying? They go hand in hand. But yet when I want 11 players out, minimum, you've mentioned, what, 15? Together, we could mention damn near the whole squad.
Yeah.
As thin as it is, damn near the whole squad. Oh, but it's not Football Manager. Okay, then why are you backing this manager based on stats? Why are you backing players like Erdegaard based on stats? And funny how his stats have gone down. And you're still backing his Clark. Like, what are we doing? Carl, help me out, brother. Like, what are we doing here, man? What are we doing?
Nah, but sure. Nah, this is going to be like this, man, for... it's going on for years, brother. This is going on since the Wenger days. You know what? And there's no continuation. It's a continuation. It's year in, year out. It's like a roundabout. We're on the same roundabout the whole time, brother. And let me tell you something. I was on a show the other night. I was against 3 Arteta ins. And I was on my own. And I was put into a situation about the Europa League. And I said my piece, and I'm going to repeat what I said. And I got shot down first. What I said was, Man United and Spurs are in the final of the Europa League. Now, if Manchester United wins that Europa League, by the way, both clubs, Man United has been beaten 18 times this season in the Premier League, and Spurs has been beaten 21 times this season in the Premier League. 2 of them now are in the Europa League final. Man United wins that Europa League. Now they've won the Europa League, but they're also in the Champions League next season because they won the Europa League.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, they've had a better season than what we've had, because all we done was finish second and a Champions League spot. No trophy. If Spurs win it, Spurs now are Europa League champions and they're in Champions League football next season, the same competition that we're in, but they have a trophy. So I would give up second spot for us to win the Europa League to get a Champions League spot. Because why? Because we won a trophy. The other thing I said is that if Man United wins the Europa League or Spurs wins the Europa League, they have won a European competition that we never did. So they also have bragging rights to that. We won 2 European Cups in our lifetime. Lucky enough, I was alive to witness one of them. 1994 Parma.
Yeah.
That's 31 years ago. Nadster, I'm going to say this out loud. 31 years ago since I saw us lift the European Cup competition. It's 21 years ago since I saw us lift up a Premier League title. It's 33 years ago since I last saw us lift up a League Cup, Coca-Cola Cup, Cardiff, whatever you want to call it, League Cup.
Yeah.
5 years ago since I last saw us lift up an FA Cup. This is unfucking acceptable. We are known as the 3rd biggest club in English football. That, my friend, is going to vanish very fucking soon. Because the rest of the clubs will catch up on our trophies and our accomplishments. Because it's okay, Nestor. We got 2nd spot, brother. Everything is okay, man. And now I'm listening to fans telling me that we've had a really good season because of the total amount of points that we've got this season. And they're making comparisons to other seasons in the past about winning league titles on the same amount of points and stuff like this. I have a wake-up call for you, Zod. It doesn't fucking matter about points. What matters is we're fucking 2nd, end the fucking conversation. End the story.
Yeah. I mean, just look at this shit right here, right? Robbie Lyle thought David Seaman was in goal when Arsenal lost to Barcelona in the Champions League final. I mean, that tells you everything. Apparently he's a Luton fan, so you know what I mean? Like, it makes sense if that's the case.
Yeah, but brother, they did a quiz. They did an Arsenal quiz with Robbie Lyle, like Mastermind.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, they asked him about 15 questions. He got fucking 90% of them wrong. There was another Arsenal fan, Jamie, I think it was Jamie Carragher, that asked him some questions.
Oh, I definitely see. Yeah, I've seen that a number of times. Yeah. Oh, but I was born in 97.
The last question he asked him was, who scored the goal against Everton in the 98 season? And he walked with, the man hadn't a fucking clue, Nadster. There's a statue outside the Emirates Stadium.
Yeah.
With Tony Adams celebrating that goal. And this is an Arsenal fan with a platform. It's a fucking joke. The club is a fucking joke. It's a piss take. Nasser, as an Irishman, when you go up the steps and you walk across the bridge towards the stadium and you have the flags on the bridge of all the great players, they had name grading. And they have the nationalities underneath. They had nationality English. Warren's Team Talk, big up to Warren's Team Talk. He sent Arsenal an email and said, what the fuck are you doing? Get your history right. They took it down to put Ireland on us. This is Arsenal. They didn't even know where Chippy Brady was from. One of the greatest players ever to play for Arsenal.
That was even before my time. Sorry to cut you off, Carl. That's before my time. That's like my dad's time. My dad's like in his 60s. Like, he knew. But I knew, like, even if I didn't know or didn't see him play, technically, but I know how good he was because I went back. But even before then, I knew he was Irish. I knew he was fucking Irish.
Brother, this fucking...
I know Irish people. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, these guys are these latte, avocado, vegan drinking motherfuckers, right? Yeah? But I bet you they know about World War II. I bet you they know about World War I, Churchill and that. Do you know what I'm saying? I bet they know all the prime ministers since 1945. I don't off the top of my head, but I don't give a shit. But again, that's probably another discussion for another day. But the point you're making is, every time they put statements out, every time there's a little article, whatever, on the website, there's so many spelling mistakes. Like, my English is terrible. And I don't speak any other language. you know, maybe you could count a bit of patois, but even then, you know, I'm not like, I don't know it all. Do you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't say I'm fluent. Tiny bit of French, you know, a tiny bit of if that, you know what I'm saying? And you can't even spell right. These guys went to universities. I went to university, but it wasn't for English. These guys are doing all these degrees, got A's in fucking English, yet they can't spell when they have a fucking job. But because it's Arsenal, yeah, oh yeah, that's all right. And they've got auto fucking correct on there as well. They can't do it. To be honest, if I was running this football club, let me just say this, right? If I was running this football club, yeah, and any one of them made a spelling mistake and put it out there without checking it with their teams or whatever, you know, because they have a designated team. If I was running it, there'd be a team as well. I'd pull that person to the side and be like, what are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? But it was only a mistake. Please forgive. I would have binned his Clark. En la basura. Sayonara. Bye-bye. See you later. I don't care if you're dyslexic. You check. You have someone sitting beside your ass to check. I don't care if he couldn't, or she, whoever, whatever they identify as. I don't give a shit. I don't care if you can't spell Ireland. Know he's Irish. Check. Then put it out there. You don't just put it out there and just say he's English. You might as well have said he's fucking Jamaican.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? You might as well have said he's Nigerian.
Yeah.
Or Romanian. Or fucking Chinese. Like what are we doing here? It's simple. And I'm not giving these guys any slack because they went to university and I put my life on it. They got better GCSEs than I fucking got. Put your medals on the table. Put your qualifications on the table. They'll have better qualifications than I do. But real world experience, been through shit. Never mind just you, Carl. I'll wipe the floor with them. All of them.
Yeah.
All of them. They've got not an ounce of humility.
No.
Let alone being competent. Let alone just like have an ounce of real intelligence. You know, just like common sense. Just think about what you're doing. Think about what you're saying. Yeah? No good being all this balanced shit and all of that. You know, Timber needs surgery now. Arteta's the cult leader. Well, we know this. We fucking know this. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying? Like this is just like this is madness. Did you see the tweets about how it's important to be a family? Yeah. Oh, we're a family. We're okay. So if you're in serious debt, right? If your house is about to be repossessed because you can't pay the mortgage, yeah. The same mortgage, well, not exactly the same mortgage, but Arsenal Football Club, the Emirates Stadium, was on a mortgage before the Cronkies cleared the debt, paid it off, right? But apparently we couldn't buy anyone. We had to sell all our best players. That was another lie. That was another lie. Yeah. £25 million a year mortgage. That's what the stadium was on. At that time, how much money did we get for qualifying for Champions League every year? And we did that consistently for damn near 20 years. It was 30 million. I'll answer it. It was 30 million. Yeah? That means there was 5 million spare every fucking year. That's not including, obviously, what they're getting on match day, the sponsorships, TV deals, and any other incomings in the football club, what they turn over, etc., yeah? I'm not a business savvy guy, but again, I do know business people. Yeah, I know entrepreneurs and all of that. You definitely know entrepreneurs. We all know someone, innit?
Yeah.
But yet, they hire a fucking DFS sofa salesman who's now at Spurs, right? That got scammed by a Chinese lady posing as a Chinese car company. And he got a fucking pay rise. He got a fucking... Oh, my God. He got a pay rise.
It's a joke.
This club is a circus. It's a clown show, bro.
Circus, man. You're on about universities, Lester. You're on about these that go to universities in English and stuff like that. Let me tell you, my friend, you don't even have to go as far as that. You don't even have to go as far as them speaking English. I tell you what I go as far as. They can't even get the fucking cannon on the crest point in the right direction. They had to go and point it a different way. It's a shambles. The thing is a shambles. I don't. If you want to modernize the jersey or want to modernize the crest, fair enough. You want to do that, go ahead and do it. But fucking hell, have some respect. Have some cop on. The club is it's a disgrace. This tweeting out about family. We're a family. We're not a fucking family.
Yeah,
a family. Well, of course, if you're looking in life to be close to your family, which I am. I still my mother, and my father, thank God. Both in their 70s, and I have a brother, and I have a daughter, and I have a lovely partner. So I'm lucky in life to have those key figures in my life. And if something goes wrong on me, those people will try to help me the way I try to help them. But don't rely on fucking Arteta. You're not going to pick up the phone and ring up Arteta and say to him, listen, Arteta, I've got 300,000 mortgage here. Is there any chance you can pay it for me?
exactly.
Or my children.
Yeah, exactly. Are you going to pay my student loan debt?
Yeah.
Because to be honest, Arteta should pay my student loan debt.
Yeah.
And it's not that big compared to others. But for all the shit that he's been spewing and doing, you're telling me he can't pay off my student loan debt, which is probably there or thereabouts 30 grand. You're going to pay that?
No.
Because exactly. He's not.
That's true.
£50 million a year. Yeah, go on.
Brother, let me tell you, brother. I want to say something straight up. If you were walking down the street tomorrow night and Arteta was walking up the street, he'd walk fucking by you because you'll be a piece of shit under his shoe. Because this man is on a different planet than what we are. He's a multi-millionaire. Probably 40, 50, 60 times over.
Yep.
What are we to the likes of them people? They look at us. They wouldn't want to be associated with us. And they call us
if he sees me, he's crossing the road, mate. Never mind walking by. He's crossing the road. Because he's a coward. I'm not a small guy, innit? Like, neither are you. Like, I'm not the tallest. I'm just shy of 5'10". You know, like, last time I weighed myself was probably like 16 stone. I do need to lose a bit of weight, but still, I'm still bigger than him, even if I am. Even when I do get in shape. Right, it's mad.
Let me tell you what I am. I'm 6'3", and I'm 17.5 stone.
There we go. See, that's rugby player size. That's rugby. That's rugby size. Level. And I used to play rugby, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I used to play the sport. But like I mentioned earlier in the stream, I don't know if you caught it, Bath Rugby's my team. They've been in existence since 1865. 1865. And they were a football club before that. See, I know that's basic history, yeah? Bath is the only city, as far as I'm aware, that have like a Premiership rugby team, but they don't have a football team that has never been in the Football League, as far as I'm aware. But they have a football team, but it's not been in the Football League. Yeah. Because even if you look at like the St. Albans or whatever, like they probably made the conference or maybe one time in the old Division 3, let's say, maybe once, maybe. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. But the point I'm making is Bath Rugby had years of not winning a single trophy. The last trophy Bath won was before this season was 08. It was against Worcester, who don't even exist at the moment. They're trying to get back because of how fucked the RFU is. Like the IRU, the Irish Rugby Federation, IRFU rather, but still, like the way they manage shit is proper. And especially, it hasn't always been like that. I'm aware of it. But the way they're managing shit now, like bringing the players through the school system, improving grassroots level. But the RFU, similar to the FA, just with far less money and resources, but they ain't broke. They do have money, but it's such a closed shop, and they don't give an ounce of a shit. The FA don't give a shit, but in terms of FA and RFU, in terms of who gives less of a shit, it's RFU all day long. All day long. I used to play grassroots. I used to play school rugby. I was trying to get pro, didn't make it for multiple reasons, whatever. But still, like, Bath Rugby won a trophy this year. They last won it in 2008 against Worcester, and that was a European final, the Challenge Cup, which is basically Europa League, Conference League, Cup Winners' Cup equivalent, all moulded. Do you know what I'm saying? You know this, Carl. I know you watch a little bit of rugby in that. Yeah?
Yeah.
You got the Lions. You got the Lions this year.
I tell you what,
Russell,
I'm a Leinster.
mad, bro.
I'm a Leinster.
Leinster is sick, man. Yeah. I think we played you early this year. I saw the highlights of that game.
Yeah.
Schooled us.
Yeah.
And we're top of the Premiership, by the way. People, if you don't know, anyone that watches even a little bit of rugby, Bath are top of the Premiership. Clear. Made the final last year. I was there. I'll be there this year as well in a couple of weeks' time. Like, Bath haven't won the Premiership for years before I was born, pretty much. Like, this is a proper institution, a bit like Liverpool, Arsenal to a lesser degree. But now we have won the Premiership Cup, which is the FA League Cup equivalent, 17 years, right? 17 years since they last won the trophy. What phase are they in? But Arsenal Football Club, like Leinster, you've been very successful. Been very successful. Yeah. But, like, you know what I'm saying? But over here, like, we see Liverpool winning. Man United might win. Big up, Lawrence. I'll put you in a second. I'll get your views and all that. But, like, we have all these teams that are potentially going to win. Chelsea as well. Like, Liverpool walked the league. But yet, what are we doing? It's all about league finish. I'd rather be second in Champions League football than finish 17th, 16th, or win Europa League. They were cutting Unai Emery for finishing 5th and losing the Europa League final when the players let him down. I don't care what anyone says. I'm not saying Unai Emery was perfect in that, but he got us there. He didn't try and overcomplicate it, but yet we're laughing at teams that have already won it. Spurs have won a UEFA Cup or Europa League. Man United have won it before. 2017, not that long ago. You know what I'm saying? Liverpool in the last 10 years have been to Europa League final. But at least, even though they didn't win it, they lost to Sevilla when Jurgen was there, again to Unai Emery. And I think that was a repeat. But he won the Champions League a year later, a season later. He was like, very disappointing. We wanted to win that. We didn't. Made his changes, bought Alisson, bought Van Dijk. We'll go again. And that's a real we'll go again. But anyway, Lawrence, big up for coming on. What do you want to say?
Big up, Lawrence.
Yeah.
I'll let you have the floor, man.
Yeah, hi, Kyle. Nice to meet you
brother.
again. Yeah, likewise. Yeah, sorry, Nats. I was watching the football when you sent me the link over.
No worries, man. No worries.
I mean, yeah, I just watched the Crystal Palace game and I had to call the Pope to see if hell had frozen over. And he asked me why. I said, Eddie Nketiah scored twice for Palace tonight.
Beat the fuck. What was the final score, Lawrence?
Palace won 4-2.
Oh.
There you go. That's what phase is Glasgow in?
Yeah, what phase is Oliver Glasgow in? And he won the Europa League with Frankfurt, by the way. Continue, Lawrence, continue. But this is what we're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'll be glad when it's all done and dusted at the weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I've aged about 20 years this season watching Arsenal.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you saw the text I received from some guy called Andre Smith on Facebook.
No.
Basically giving me every excuse about how Mikel Arteta has brought the club together. There's nobody else who can do a better job. He needs another year. All the same old shit I've heard before from all these plastic deluded AKB pricks. who think this manager is bigger than the club itself. And when I heard about his speech after the game last Sunday, I mean, it just shows this guy is just full of himself.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't think I can wait until Christmas. People are saying it's likely he could get fired at Christmas if he doesn't turn things around. I can't wait until Christmas. The moment he puts one foot out of line, I want him out. I'm tired of this cycle of rinse and repeat where he does absolutely fuck all in the summer. And remember, this summer there's going to be 2 transfer windows because of the Club World Cup.
That's
And
right.
I know for a fact that the same thing's going to happen. He's going to sit on his arse doing fuck all while every other team will have signed every Tom, Dick and Harry that's available. He'll struggle to get another 2 signings over the line like last year, neither of whom we will really need. He won't bring in a striker. Will be linked with all these other strikers. He will do fuck all about it. He'll play somebody else in a false 9. And guess what? It'll be the same old shit like this season.
Lawrence,
Yeah.
I just want to jump in and say this, pal, because you're just after saying it. I have a contact, and the contact that I have told me, forget it. We're not going in for a striker. We're being linked to all these different strikers. But seemingly, Havertz is going to be starting next season as our number 1 striker. I have been told that by a very good contact at the club. Watch this space.
Yeah, no surprises there. No surprise. But apparently Arteta's wanted a striker. He just hasn't got around, like the board haven't backed him, which is basically what Igal's saying. Nonsense. Nonsense. Absolute load of bollocks.
Well, sure, has the board not given him 750 million to spend on the fucking crop of players that we have?
Yeah.
Igal talks shit.
Yeah. Kai Havertz was brought in as a midfielder. Mikel Merino was brought in as a midfielder. They both played up front. They're going to both be our strikers. Calafiori will play centre-back because Saliba looks like he's out the fucking door. Now, I don't have the contacts like you do, Kyle, or anyone else, but don't be surprised if Saliba goes this summer for 70, 80 million. Not be surprised. Do not be surprised. He clocked out. We know Tierney's out the door. Jorginho's already out the door. Why he got the armband against Newcastle is fucking beyond me. That's a joke. Why not give it to Tierney? That's his last home game as well. And he's been better for us. He's our most seasonal player.
Yeah.
Because he was winning before he came to the club. And he's won our only trophy since.
Yeah.
It's a fucking joke. Yeah? Jesus, when he comes back, November, December time, it'll be like a new signing. Way. Fuck out of here, man. I'm sick and tired of praising or trying to justify shit. Bullshit is bullshit.
Exactly.
At the end of the day.
Why?
That's what it is.
Why is this club rewarding mediocrity and failure for success? Why have we got these pricks in our fan base who would rather see us finish second all the time as opposed to actually winning a trophy? You know, I feel embarrassed that Crystal Palace, with due respect to them, a pub team, have won the FA Cup under a manager who's only been in charge for under 2 years.
Yeah.
And we've got this clown who's been stuck at this club for almost 6 years, and he's done fuck all.
Yeah. Yeah. Facts.
I just don't get it. I mean, I know I'm not the sharpest tool in the box, right? You know, but even I can see that this manager is a failure. You know, he thinks the sun shines out his backside. and he's done nothing. He's got no previous managerial experience whatsoever. He's been handed the keys to one of the biggest teams in English football, in European football, in world football, and he's dragged us back to the days when we were shit under Terry Neal in the early 80s.
Yeah.
And I remember the final days of Terry Neal's reign, when the fans back then were real fans, none of these plastic dickheads who accept this total shit that we're playing at the moment. I remember when we got knocked out of the League Cup by Walsall in 1983. The minute the final whistle went in that game, everybody got outside the ground and stood outside the main stand on Avenel Road, and they were screaming for Terry Neal to go. Right. The same thing happened a few days later when the club, trying to deflect the noise that was being aimed at Terry Neal, they signed Tommy Caton from Manchester City. Right. And a few days later, we played West Bromwich Albion in a league game. We lost that game. And again, all the fans stood outside the East Stand at Highbury wanting Terry Neal's head on a stake. They wanted him gone, even though he himself was a legend at the club as a player, a former captain of the club. And the pressure was building on the board of directors. And then the following week, we lost to West Ham at Upton Park. And the club was getting flooded with phone calls and letters from fans wanting Terry Neal sacked. And they caved in because it was getting, the pressure was getting too much for them. And they realised that Terry Neal had to go. Unlike this clown that's at the club now, who's like Teflon, no matter what he does, he gets away with it.
Yeah.
Because not only do we have a bunch of wankers in the board of directors, including the owners, but we've got these deluded ostriches in our fan base who are quite happy for us to toddle along through the season, winning fuck all, and at the end of the season, fucking fall for this guy's bullshit when he says what we're going to do the following year.
It's a joke, lads. The whole thing is a joke. He came, I just said earlier on, he said the same fucking things last season.
Yeah.
Let's not accept second place. Let's fight, we win trophies. He's saying the same thing again.
Yeah, he's talking about dreaming about winning major trophies and all of that. Just be a little bit more patient. No, Arteta.
Dreaming.
Our patience is done. And I'm not a patient. Sorry, Lawrence. I'm not a patient guy. But even if I was, when I used to be, yeah, I used to be a super patient guy. I'm not anymore. Haven't been for the longest. But regardless of that, it's done. Win or fuck off. This has been
a 5-year nightmare. I don't know where he gets off about dreaming. It's been a 5-year nightmare.
He's dreaming, thinking he deserves £50 million a year. He's the only one that's fucking dreaming because he's getting a wage he doesn't deserve. And in any other walk of life, he doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. And I said this in 2-3 years' time, yeah, when he gets potted by Arsenal, probably before then, either way, he will end up on Sky fucking Sports and or Talk Sport as a regular. Trust me. It's happening.
Yeah, definitely.
It is happening. Yeah. Definitely. Sky Sports love him because he talks so well. He's articulate. He's a very intelligent guy. And he's a finesser. He's a snake oil salesman. He knows how to sell the dream. That's what he's doing. Selling the fucking dream. The same dream that we were sold when we left Highbury to go to the Soulless Bowl Emirates Stadium. Yeah. Only this time, he's doing it tenfold. Bare minimum.
Yeah.
But he can't even do the bare minimum of winning an FA Cup. Winning a League Cup because we've been in more semi-finals of the League Cup than the FA Cup since he fucking won the fucking thing.
Can't even score a goal in the.
Yeah.
Can't even score a goal in the semi-final.
Yeah, one goal when Saka was like, what, 30%, if that. Yeah? When the game was done anyway. Yeah? 2 semi-finals, and we got knocked out of both of them in his tenure.
Yeah.
First was Liverpool. Remember when we drew 0-0 at Anfield? Ben White laughing at fucking what's his name? The Japanese guy. It was Matt. You know what I'm talking about? Matoma.
Yeah, I know.
No, not Matoma. It's forgotten his name, but because Matoma's the one at Brighton. But he was laughing at that guy who was at Liverpool. What happened? Home leg, 0-0. Wasn't a bad result, by the way. The performance weren't great, from what I do remember. It wasn't a bad result. It was like, okay.
Shaka got sent off.
Yeah. There you go. And then we lost 2-0, bro. We lost 2-0.
Yeah.
Stay humble, eh?
Yeah.
And all of that shit. Yeah. Our fans are cussing Man City for being trophyless this season. The last time they were trophyless, Man United won the Europa League. So if they do that again, it is what it is. At least it ain't Tottenham. Yay. Yeah. I'm sick and tired of like praising this bollocks. I'm sick and tired of doing this shit. Because it gets to a point where it's just like sorry, Lance, I've just got to cut you off, yeah. Just from what Carl you were saying earlier, right? About we're meant to be the third biggest football club in the country. That will evaporate real quick with the way our fans are talking, with the way this scumbag of a manager has been running the gaff, the way most of the players are, because they're not good enough, and even one or two that are, like Tierney, are already out the door. We've got a hierarchy that don't give a shit, and I'm talking about the Peckhams and all that have been there for years, only in it for this, dividends. Was it Chips Keswick before he fucking bounced? Did an interview on fucking ITV or whatever at a horse racing event. Oh, I'm more interested in horse racing than football. That tells you everything. Remember, he was at the AST meeting, and that was at the time when Cronkies didn't have full ownership. They had like 60%. Yeah, he was talking about. Well, if you want to know what goes on, yeah, read a newspaper. They're treating us like fucking dog shit, bruv.
Yeah.
High and mighty and all of that.
They're coming up with tweets tonight, Don, as they're saying that we're a family. Let's all come together. We're a family.
Yeah.
We're a fucking shambles is what we are. We're a joke of a fucking club.
Eric Ten Hag, the worst manager in the Premier League, right?
Yeah.
Took Man United to 2 cup finals, which they won.
Yeah.
Right? The worst Man United team ever seen, right, are now on the verge of winning the Europa League tomorrow. I hope they do. And yet we're supposed to be a better team than them.
Yeah. It's bullshit.
Yeah. Exactly. Justice for Ten Hag and that. Justice for Ten Hag. Now they got Amorim. You know, it's just absolute shambles. They may end up winning the Europa League. You know,
he's got a worse percentage than Ten Hag. He's got a worse percentage than Ten Hag. Amorim.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But who can do better?
Yeah.
This is a culture problem. It's not a colour thing. It's a culture thing. It's a culture problem.
Yeah.
The fans across the board, I don't give a shit what you look like. I don't care what you identify as. It's a culture problem. It's a mental problem.
Yeah.
Mentality problem.
But it's a cult.
Yeah, exactly. It's a cult.
It's like
if you think that Arsenal is a top 3 club, and you're saying the shit that you're saying, you're chatting shit. You're not objective. You're not this. You're not that. You're trolling. And even if you're very good at it or not, the likes of Igao, etc., how about fuck off to Boreham Wood? How about fuck off to Barnet, See how you do over there, mate. Do you know what I'm saying? Because last time I checked, they ain't won shit.
No, sir.
Barnet just got promoted to the Football League.
Oh, they got promoted. Oh, what phase are they in?
Yeah.
What phase are they in? Wrexham. Fucking Welsh Wrexham, bro. Wrexham. In the Championship. They might go to the Premier League. What phase are they in? Oh, but their club's managed by a Always Sunny in Philadelphia star, Rob McElhenney, and obviously Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds and that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, but that club's a bit of a joke. Well, what are we then? What are we?
Yeah.
What are we? They're doing what Bournemouth are doing, just with a bit more style, from what I hear.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Eddie Howe is a better manager than Mikel Arteta, Lego head, will ever be. He's already equaled him on trophies. Glasner's got more trophies than him, but equaled him in the country because he's just won the FA Cup. Ten Hag's better. Do you know what I'm saying? If Ole Gunnar Solskjaer prioritised trophies, he would be better, but he didn't. Do you know what I'm saying? But again, league finish and all of that. League finish merchants. But again, what are we doing here? Sorry, Lawrence.
And according to that wanker on Football Locker banter, James, the Cronkies are the best American owners in English football.
Why? Why?
Oh, Jesus.
I wonder what he's smoking.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you notice how they don't question the. Sorry, Carl. I'll get you in a sec. Yeah. You notice how they don't question the Cronkies, innit? They blame the board and they blame the players, innit? Look, I'm not against making people accountable across the board, players and board members in this case. But if you're not willing to make the manager accountable, if you're not making the ownership, aka Josh Kroenke, accountable, apparently what you were saying, Lawrence, the other day, the last stream that we did, you know, apparently Stan was almost talked out of buying Arsenal Football Club by Josh.
Right.
So Stan kills over or whatever, or he just removes himself from Arsenal completely. That includes in name only, legally, right? Then that is our only hope. It's basically what you were saying, and I agree with it. But again, the problem is, do we go down the Chelsea route where we start hiring? Well, it won't be Brighton. It will be Bournemouth, like Fulham scouts and all of that. Are we going to go down the Chelsea route now, or are we going to go down the Man City route? Yeah, are we going to go down that route where we get proper people in, Arab owners or not, whatever, but just an owner that gives a shit and takes this club where we need it to be? Because Arteta, let's be real, he's not even on Brendan Rodgers' level, yeah? We all laughed at Brendan Rodgers at one point in time, how he bottled the league at Liverpool. But since then, he's won at Celtic. I don't care if it's fucking Celtic. Celtic's a big club. I don't care what anyone says. They've won more trophies than we have. And what did he do at Leicester? Oh, yeah. Won the fucking FA Cup, mate. Won the FA Cup. Yeah? And Leicester are down. They're down. Jamie Vardy's out the door. I don't know if he's retiring or not, but he's done with Leicester. Got his guard of honour or whatever. It is what it is. He's been brilliant for the Premier League. Another player we could have signed, another striker. Yeah. When Wenger was like, nobody was available. Yeah, remember that shit when we only signed Petr Cech on a free? This is the shit we have to deal with. Suarez, £40 million and £1. Like, people think we've left the banter era. No, it's coming back.
Yeah.
Back together again and all of that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like this shit never, ever ends. Go on, Carl, because I know you want to say something.
Yeah, I just want to jump on. I just want to say, Lester and Lawrence, I'm going to have to jump off, brothers.
No worries.
I have to spend a little bit of time with the woman before I head to bed for a dairy rise again in the morning, because if I don't do that, I'm going to be divorced. So
do your thing, man. Do your thing.
Up to your pal, and listen, you have my number. I keep jumping on. Hopefully, I'll be doing my own shows soon enough, and I'll be getting you guys on mine as well. Yes. It's always a pleasure, brother. Always a pleasure, and I'll be sharing the screen with you again, my friend, very soon. Big up to you all. Big up to the cast.
Yeah, we'll make it happen.
Pleasure.
Yeah, have a nice night with the missus, Carl, and We'll see you soon. You're always welcome on this channel, my friend. So big up your
brother.
damn self. I'll put your channel link in the description. In the chat as well. Either way, because I think I'll try and put it in the title. Either way. So yeah.
Big up.
Nice to have you on, brother, and take care.
Big up.
Yeah, I'll see you guys very soon.
Thank you.
No worries.
See you,
no worries. Yeah, Lawrence. Yeah, what were you going to say before Carl had to go?
Well, it's okay because Carla's gone. I was going to ask him a question, but he's gone. He's gone for the evening, so it's all right.
Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, I'm going to wrap up shortly because I was only going to do like an hour stream, but because it's because I didn't schedule this, and the next live stream I'll do will be I'll probably just do a Sunday. It'll be just like the Sunday max reaction. Probably be a couple of hours or so, give or take, and then just like wrap up of the season, innit? Just absolute failure of the season.
I've got to let you know about Sunday, right? Out here in the States, on the final day of the season, they show all the games live at the same time, and you can pick whatever game you want to choose. NBC, which is one of the major networks out here, have the exclusive rights to the Premier League, and they assign each game to one of their different channels.
Yeah.
Guess what channel the game with Southampton is on out here?
It's on that not Discovery Channel, but it's like something similar, like that that clown chat, whatever it is. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not on the CBS or the
No. The channel is called the Sci-Fi Channel.
That's the one. Yeah.
So this channel shows basically Star Trek, Doctor Who, Star Wars, Battlestar Galactica all day. And Sunday they're showing our game against Southampton. How fucking appropriate is that? I mean,
100%. Yeah, they need to put Captain Scarlet on after the game. They need to put Captain Scarlet on after the game. Captain Black. Before Captain Black becomes a Mr. Ron, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? That's Mikel Arteta, bro. That's Lego head in a nutshell, bro. That needs to happen.
Yeah.
If anyone's American, either in this chat or ends up watching this, change the channel or update the roster, innit? Put Captain Scarlet on after the Arsenal game, bro. Trust me, that shit will be doing the rounds eventually. Because it will be the last game of the season. Most people will have all the time in the world to a degree. Trust me, that shit will do the rounds. Might even go viral. So yeah, make it happen because you already put it on the Sci-Fi Channel. Captain Scarlet is technically sci-fi. Let it happen. Just like with Lego Head getting potted by Christmas, which is what I think will happen. I could be wrong. Carl reckons he's gonna have another season. I don't doubt it as much, but we'll just have to see, man. We'll just have to see. But yeah, two I'm going to do right here, right now. That boy Sim says I'm going to wrap up. I know you jumped on a bit later, Lawrence, but on Sunday you will get the link. As long as you're available, of course, you will be invited. But big up to everyone that's been watching. What I'm going to do before I just close out, I'm going to put Carl's channel link in the chat. I can't fit it in the title. But I'll put his channel link in the in the chat. Next time I'll put it in the title. It's just like my title. Probably didn't have to make it as long, but it is what it is. But yeah, basically, and they can see the chat replay anyway, I'm sure. So if you go check out Carl Walsh Gunner. Absolute G, absolute legend, spits facts on Arsenal Football Club, long-time fan like you as well, Lawrence. You know, but apparently we're not real Arsenal fans. Poppycock.
No.
And I know you know that saying. Like that's an old saying now.
I've been called a glory hunter because if I want to watch trophies being lifted, I should support Liverpool, Man City. because it's
We're
far
waiting
better.
for the glory. Yeah.
It's far better to watch your team struggle and always finish second and get knocked out for semi-final, as opposed to actually lifting a cup.
Yeah. This is what we're doing. This is exactly what we're doing. But we had like 5 live viewers peaked. Big up to each and every single one of you. Like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. So even if for some reason I don't schedule the lives, you'll know it's there, right there. And I won't be that late either way. And the next stream will be on Sunday. It will be the final game of the season, like match reaction. 8 likes at the moment. Let's get that up. Let's get that big up static in the chat each and every single time. Gonna watch this on replay. I'm guessing you've come back from work, static, but big up, you're a real one since day. We've been on stream together. You've been on this channel as well, you know, and it's great, man. This community is brilliant. Like Lawrence, you've been on here probably more than anyone at this point, to be fair, and it's an absolute pleasure. It's an honor, mate. You know, to know Arsenal fans that have been going for the longest, like many years, and in your case since '68. You know what I've got coming up, people. I might do a pre-record during the week, maybe 1 or 2 videos here and there. They might not be Arsenal related. They might be like rugby related, more specifically Bath. And I was going to do Lions. Might do, might not. I might do that in a live stream. I might even do it on the Sunday as like a kind of and more kind of discussion, because we've discussed a fair bit here. But yeah, Lawrence, let the people know your social handles, where they can find you, you know, to have a chat or whatever, and be respectful as well. This guy's a real Arsenal fan as well. He ain't no mug. He ain't no fucking mug. Do you know what I'm saying? He spits real facts.
Yeah.
He's a real one. You know, he supported my channel, you know, from the jump. So yeah, where can they find you, man?
Well, as it says on the screen, that's my Instagram. Once a Gooner, always a Gooner. So if anyone's doing a stream and they need a guest, I am available, but I've got to tell you, I'm in Los Angeles, so there is an 8-hour difference. I'm 8 hours behind you. Yep. So take that into effect, you know, don't come on and say, hey, Lawrence, I'm doing a stream at 12 o'clock my time, because that's 4 o'clock in the morning here. And as much as I'm willing to come on and do a stream with people, 4 o'clock in the morning, I need my beauty sleep. As you can see, this is from watching Arsenal this season. Getting up at 4 o'clock on a Saturday and Sunday morning, watching this shit for 9 months.
Yeah.
But as I said, I'm willing to come on people's streams, or if you want to chat online, that's my Instagram address, and I'll gladly chat with you about Arsenal as well. And as it says that down the bottom, in Arteta we rust.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So big up to the elite world-class level panel. Thank you to both my guests. Obviously, Carl's not here, you know, spending a night with the missus. I'm sure he'll enjoy that, you know, and I will be on his channel at some point very soon. We need to sort that out. He's always welcome on mine, just as you are, Lawrence, as well. And even with the 8-hour time difference, you know, from London to LA, basically, yeah, we're making it happen. Slowly but surely, we're being consistent as much as possible with everything else we've got going on in our own lives. And we say it as it is. That's where we're most consistent. We don't chat shit. We care about this football club. We're real fans. It doesn't matter how many times you've been to the Emirates and or Highbury. Like, it's about the football club being successful, armpits in the air. That's what we want to see next season, whether this manager's here or not. To be honest, I've said this before. If we'd have won the Champions League with Mikel Arteta and the gang, whatever, like, I would have been over the moon. Not because, you know, like Arteta's here and all that. No, because we, Arsenal Football Club, the club is the star, has won the Champions League. And then we get our first star, which we're still waiting on. But yeah, I'm going to wrap up, people. Been absolutely brilliant stream. I've really enjoyed this, and I will see you guys on Sunday. So stay tuned. I will schedule this at some point during the week, probably tomorrow. But yeah, stay tuned because there'll be a lot more coming soon. Peace out, people. Arteta out.